Hi, Dr. Seaman here. Thought I would present to you a new segment. I'm going to call this the Step It Up segment. You know, I'm sitting here on the steps. I'm going to step it up. I'm sitting here on the steps, and you got the wind blowing, nice breeze. You got noise I can hear in the background. Somebody probably doing manicure in the yard, what have you. And I actually decided to record in the midst of that. Why? Because it reminds me of why I'm doing this Step It Up segment. Because there's a lot going on around us, and yet I, as a pastor, I have to speak to it. I have to step up my game, as it were. Why? Because I've been called to win the lost to the kingdom. And in a time when so much is going on, I find that a pastor, pastors in general, kind of slacken. We step down when I think it's time for the transformation, the transformer to step it up. In other words, speak into the very wind, speak into the very noise. You got machinery, you got the wind, you got talking behind me. I've got to speak in the midst of that to the people. And so you're going to be hearing once in a while these segments. This is the introduction. And then you'll hear a thought that God gave me, increase my learning, wanted me to really communicate this to you in particular. And, yep, so this is it. Dr. Maria Seaman with a session of Step It Up. God bless you. One of the greatest misconceptions in the world is that people die and go to heaven. No, there's a place before them because judgment has to take place. And in the parable, it was the Jewish belief that the souls lingered between both places, and like if they weren't good enough, and Father Abraham would catch them. Like if their soul was heading towards hell, Father Abraham would grab them, and they would have an opportunity, purgatory, to pay and to do right and all this type of stuff, and their soul would be captured. So it's a place of, as Deaconess Dr. Wood said, intermediacy between, not your ultimate place. So those that think that they have sinned all their lives and that they're died and going to heaven, even the Christian hasn't died and going to heaven. So we're just accepting a pile of hogwash. And that's why people are so comfortable sinning and dying, thinking they're going to get angels' wings and go to heaven. No, everybody has to be judged first. So, yep, the in-between place is a good way to state it. Yes, those who are Christians, like the man on the cross, you're going to paradise. Now, paradise is pretty good. It's going to seem like heaven, but it's not heaven. That means there must be an equal and opposite place. That to me is very key. God created everything in equal and opposites. And so if there is a paradise, a place of rest, a place of waiting, of peace and comfort, that means that there's an opposite place for those who did not accept Jesus Christ. He was on the cross and you saw that. And so therefore, Hades or other names that are for it, Sheol, it's not a good place. We don't want to be there. We don't want anybody to be there. That's why we've got to keep it straight. And, when somebody says happy birthday to somebody in heaven, I'm like, ain't no birthday. I told you all before, I'm just going to take time to say this. When my older sister died, I dropped my mom and my auntie there to go a year later, 2 years later. Otherwise, why am I going to a grave? For what? Then they stopped going, thank goodness. The destiny is determined with your last breath. And so when you talk about happy birthday in heaven, heaven is not even going to be any days. It's eternity. So you only have birthdays in heaven. But we get very common with this lingo. And it perpetrates again a lie that the world takes up. So we've got a lot of work to do.
I pray that that segment spoke to you, challenged you, and encourages you to step it up. And I hope to see you soon at Shekinah Worship Center. Blessings abound.